According to the International Building Code, that is IBC, and the National Fire Protection Association, that is NFPA, a habitable room is defined as a room or space intended for living, sleeping, cooking, or dining. This typically includes bedrooms, living rooms, family rooms, dining rooms, and kitchens. All habitable rooms must have at least one switched electrical outlet accessible from the permanent floor and within 12 inches of the finished floor. This outlet is intended for lighting fixtures and portable appliances. Also, all habitable rooms must have at least one smoke detector installed outside each sleeping area and within 10 feet of the bedroom door. Smoke detectors must be interconnected and permanently attached to the electrical system. The following areas are not considered habitable rooms and may not require a switched outlet or smoke detector. These rooms include bathrooms, closets, storage rooms, garages, and basements, unless they are finished and used as living space. The requirements for switched outlets and smoke detectors in habitable rooms are based on safety considerations. Switched outlets allow for the safe operation of lighting fixtures and appliances, preventing electrical cords from becoming tripping hazards. Smoke detectors provide early warning of smoke and fire, allowing occupants to evacuate safely. By adhering to these requirements, building owners and occupants can create habitable spaces that are both comfortable and safe. Electrical outlets are an essential component of any habitable room, providing power for lighting, appliances, and electronic devices. To ensure safety and convenience, building codes specify certain requirements for electrical outlets in these spaces. Firstly, the National Electrical Code, that is NEC, mandates that all habitable rooms have sufficient electrical outlets to meet the anticipated needs of occupants. This helps prevent the overuse of extension cords and power strips, which can pose a fire hazard. Secondly, outlets must be installed in accordance with NEC regulations, including proper grounding and wiring techniques. This minimizes the risk of electrical shock and ensures the safe operation of electrical devices. Thirdly, in many jurisdictions, at least one switched outlet is required in habitable rooms. This outlet is typically controlled by a wall switch and is intended for lighting fixtures. Switched outlets provide a convenient way to turn lights on and off without having to fumble for a lamp switch. Also, ground fault circuit interrupter, that is GFCI, protection is often required for outlets in certain locations, such as kitchens and bathrooms, where there is a higher risk of electrical shock due to moisture. Furthermore, tamper-resistant receptacles are now required in most new construction to protect children from inserting objects into the outlets. Smoke detectors are critical safety devices that provide early warning of fire, allowing occupants to evacuate safely. Building codes mandate the installation of smoke detectors in habitable rooms to ensure the safety of residents. Firstly, smoke detectors must be installed in each sleeping room and outside each separate sleeping area in the immediate vicinity of the bedrooms. This ensures that occupants are alerted to a fire, even while they are sleeping. Secondly, smoke detectors must be interconnected so that if one detector detects smoke, all detectors in the dwelling will sound an alarm. This provides a comprehensive warning system, ensuring that all occupants are alerted to the danger. Thirdly, smoke detectors must be powered by the building's electrical system and have a battery backup in case of power outage. This ensures that the detectors will continue to function even if the power goes out during a fire. Photoelectric and ionization smoke detectors are two common types of smoke detectors, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Photoelectric detectors are generally more effective at detecting slow smoldering fires, while ionization detectors are more effective at detecting fast-flaming fires. Some detectors combine both technologies to provide comprehensive fire detection. The International Building Code, that is IBC, provides guidelines for the construction and maintenance of buildings, including requirements for habitable rooms. The IBC defines a habitable room as a room or space used for living, sleeping, eating, or cooking. The IBC specifies minimum room sizes, ceiling heights, and ventilation requirements for habitable rooms to ensure that they are safe and comfortable for occupants. The IBC also addresses requirements for natural light, requiring habitable rooms to have windows or skylights that provide adequate daylight. The IBC also includes provisions for fire safety, including requirements for smoke detectors, fire-resistant construction, and emergency escape routes. The National Fire Protection Association, that is NFPA, develops and publishes codes and standards related to fire safety, including NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code. NFPA 72 provides requirements for the installation, testing, and maintenance of fire alarm systems, including smoke detectors. NFPA 72 specifies the types of smoke detectors that are permitted, their placement, and their power source. NFPA 72 also includes requirements for the interconnection of smoke detectors and their integration with other fire safety systems. Compliance with NFPA 72 is essential for ensuring the reliability and effectiveness of fire alarm systems. Habitable rooms must have adequate ventilation to ensure that occupants have access to fresh air and to prevent the buildup of pollutants. Building codes specify minimum ventilation rates for habitable rooms, typically expressed in terms of air changes per hour or cubic feet per minute per person. Natural ventilation can be provided by windows or other openings that allow fresh air to enter the room. Mechanical ventilation systems such as exhaust fans and air handlers can be used to supplement natural ventilation, especially in tightly sealed buildings. Proper ventilation is essential for maintaining indoor air quality and preventing health problems. Habitable rooms must have adequate lighting to ensure that occupants can see clearly and safely. Building codes specify minimum lighting levels for habitable rooms, typically expressed in terms of foot candles or lux. Natural light can be provided by windows or skylights, while artificial light can be provided by electric lighting fixtures. Lighting should be designed to minimize glare and shadows and to provide uniform illumination throughout the room. Proper lighting is essential for creating a comfortable and functional living space. In addition to the requirements for switched outlets and smoke detectors, habitable rooms must also meet other safety requirements to ensure the safety of occupants. Firstly, habitable rooms must have at least one means of egress, such as a door or window, that provides a clear and unobstructed path to the outside. Secondly, windows in habitable rooms must be operable to allow occupants to escape in case of fire. Thirdly, habitable rooms must be free from hazards such as exposed wiring, sharp edges, and slippery surfaces. Also, habitable rooms must be properly maintained to prevent the buildup of mold, mildew, and other allergens. By complying with all applicable safety requirements, building owners and occupants can create habitable spaces that are safe and healthy for everyone. When designing and constructing habitable rooms, it is important to consult with qualified professionals to ensure that all applicable codes and standards are met. Architects, engineers, and contractors can provide valuable expertise in the design and construction of safe and comfortable living spaces. It is also important to obtain the necessary permits and inspections from local building officials to ensure that the construction work is in compliance with all applicable regulations. By working with qualified professionals and obtaining the necessary permits and inspections, building owners can avoid costly mistakes and ensure that their habitable rooms meet all applicable requirements. Proper installation and maintenance of electrical outlets and smoke detectors are essential for ensuring the safety of habitable rooms. Electrical outlets should be installed by a qualified electrician and inspected regularly to ensure that they are in good working condition. Smoke detectors should be tested monthly to ensure that they are functioning properly, and their batteries should be replaced at least once a year. It is also important to keep smoke detectors clean and free from dust and debris. By properly installing and maintaining electrical outlets and smoke detectors, building owners and occupants can significantly reduce the risk of electrical shock and fire. When selecting smoke detectors for habitable rooms, it is important to choose models that are listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, that is UL. Listed smoke detectors have been tested and certified to meet certain performance standards. It is also important to choose smoke detectors that are appropriate for the specific type of fire hazard that is present in the room. For example, photoelectric smoke detectors are generally more effective at detecting slow smoldering fires, while ionization smoke detectors are more effective at detecting fast flaming fires. Some smoke detectors combine both technologies to provide comprehensive fire detection. By choosing listed smoke detectors that are appropriate for the specific type of fire hazard, building owners and occupants can maximize the effectiveness of their fire safety system. Carbon monoxide, that is CO, detectors are also recommended for habitable rooms, especially those that contain fuel-burning appliances. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly if inhaled. Carbon monoxide detectors provide early warning of carbon monoxide buildup, allowing occupants to evacuate safely. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions and tested regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. By installing carbon monoxide detectors in habitable rooms, building owners and occupants can protect themselves from the dangers of carbon monoxide poisoning. In summary, habitable rooms must meet certain requirements for switched outlets, smoke detectors, ventilation, lighting, and safety to ensure the safety and comfort of occupants. Building codes and standards provide detailed guidelines for the design and construction of habitable rooms, and it is important to consult with qualified professionals to ensure that all applicable requirements are met. Proper installation and maintenance of electrical outlets and smoke detectors are essential for ensuring the safety of habitable rooms, and building owners and occupants should take steps to minimize the risk of electrical shock and fire. By following these guidelines, building owners and occupants can create habitable spaces that are safe, healthy, and comfortable for everyone. When it comes to the specifics of electrical installations, several key aspects need careful consideration. Firstly, conductor sizing is paramount. The size of the electrical wires must be adequate to handle the anticipated load. This is determined by calculating the total amperage draw of all devices and appliances that will be connected to the circuit. The National Electrical Code, that is NEC, provides tables, such as Table 310.15b16, that specify the ampacity, or current carrying capacity, of different wire sizes based on their material, insulation type, and installation conditions. Secondly, overcurrent protection is crucial. Circuit breakers or fuses are installed to protect the wiring from overheating due to excessive current. The overcurrent protection device should be sized to match the ampacity of the smallest wire in the circuit. The NEC provides guidance on selecting the appropriate overcurrent protection for different types of circuits. Thirdly, grounding is essential for safety. A properly grounded electrical system provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock. Grounding involves connecting the metal enclosures of electrical equipment and the neutral conductor of the electrical system to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. Also, wiring methods must adhere to code requirements. The NEC specifies approved wiring methods for different applications, such as non-metallic sheet cable, that is NM cable, for residential wiring, and electrical metallic tubing, that is the NT, for commercial wiring. The wiring method must be appropriate for the environment and the type of occupancy. Furthermore, junction boxes are necessary for making splices and connections. Electrical splices and connections must be made inside approved junction boxes to protect them from damage and prevent accidental contact. The junction boxes must be accessible and properly secured. Finally, arc fault circuit interrupters, that is of size, provide enhanced protection. SIs are designed to detect and interrupt arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. The NEC requires SIs in many circuits that serve habitable rooms, particularly bedrooms. Now let's dive into smoke detector technology and installation. The two primary types of smoke detectors are ionization and photoelectric. Ionization smoke detectors contain a small amount of radioactive material that ionizes the air between two electrodes, creating a current. When smoke enters the detector, it disrupts the current, triggering the alarm. Ionization detectors are generally more responsive to flaming fires. Photoelectric smoke detectors use a light source and a photosensor. When smoke enters the detector, it scatters the light, causing it to strike the photosensor and trigger the alarm. Photoelectric detectors are generally more responsive to smoldering fires. For optimal protection, combination detectors that incorporate both ionization and photoelectric sensors are often recommended. Secondly, placement is critical for effective smoke detection. Smoke detectors should be installed on every level of the home, inside each bedroom and outside each sleeping area. Detectors should be mounted on the ceiling or high on the wall, away from corners and obstructions. Thirdly, interconnection provides enhanced safety. Interconnected smoke detectors are wired together so that when one detector senses smoke, all detectors in the home sound an alarm. This ensures that occupants are alerted to a fire, even if they are in a different part of the house. Also, power source reliability is essential. Smoke detectors can be powered by batteries or by the home's electrical system. Battery-powered detectors should have a long-life battery and should be tested monthly. Hardwired detectors should have a battery backup in case of a power outage. Regular testing and maintenance are crucial for reliable operation. Smoke detectors should be tested monthly by pressing the test button. Batteries should be replaced at least once a year, or more often if the detector chirps to indicate a low battery. Detectors should be cleaned regularly to remove dust and debris that can interfere with their operation. Lastly, compliance with codes and standards is mandatory. Smoke detector installation must comply with local building codes and NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code. These codes specify requirements for detector placement, interconnection, and power source. Understanding the rationale behind habitable room requirements is crucial for ensuring occupant safety and well-being. Switched outlets provide convenient and safe lighting control. They eliminate the need for occupants to fumble for lamp switches in the dark, reducing the risk of falls and other accidents. Also, they allow for the use of energy-efficient lighting fixtures such as compact fluorescent lamps, that is CFL, and light-emitting diodes, that is LED. Smoke detectors provide early warning of fire, giving occupants time to escape safely. Fires can spread rapidly, and early detection is essential for saving lives. Smoke detectors have been credited with significantly reducing fire fatalities. Proper ventilation maintains indoor air quality. Adequate ventilation removes pollutants such as carbon dioxide, volatile organic compounds, that is VOC, and allergens from the air, creating a healthy living environment. Good indoor air quality can reduce the risk of respiratory problems and other health issues. Adequate lighting enhances visibility and safety. Proper lighting reduces the risk of accidents such as falls and trips. It also makes it easier to perform tasks such as reading and cooking. Furthermore, adherence to building codes ensures structural integrity and safety. Building codes are designed to protect occupants from a variety of hazards, including structural collapse, fire, and electrical shock. Compliance with building codes ensures that buildings are safe and habitable. Finally, professional expertise ensures proper installation and compliance. Architects, engineers, and contractors have the knowledge and experience to design and construct habitable rooms that meet all applicable codes and standards. Their expertise can help building owners avoid costly mistakes and ensure the safety and well-being of occupants. When assessing the habitability of a room, several key factors must be considered. Firstly, size and configuration must meet minimum standards. The room must be large enough to accommodate its intended use. Building codes specify minimum room sizes and ceiling heights for habitable rooms. The configuration of the room should also be conducive to its intended use. Secondly, natural light and ventilation are essential for comfort and health. The room should have windows or skylights that provide adequate daylight. The room should also have adequate ventilation to remove pollutants and provide fresh air. Thirdly, adequate heating and cooling are necessary for year-round comfort. The room should have a heating system that can maintain a comfortable temperature in the winter. The room should also have a cooling system such as air conditioning or fans that can maintain a comfortable temperature in the summer. Also, electrical systems must be safe and functional. The room should have sufficient electrical outlets to meet the needs of occupants. The electrical wiring should be in good condition and free from hazards. Furthermore, smoke detection and fire safety measures are essential. The room should have a working smoke detector. There should be a clear and unobstructed escape route in case of fire. Lastly, absence of hazards is crucial. The room should be free from hazards such as exposed wiring, sharp edges, and slippery surfaces. The room should be properly maintained to prevent the buildup of mold, mildew, and other allergens. Navigating the complexities of building codes requires a systematic approach. Firstly, identify the relevant codes and standards. Local building codes, the International Building Code, that is IBC, and the National Electrical Code, that is NEC, are the primary sources of information. These codes specify requirements for various aspects of building construction, including habitable rooms, electrical systems, and fire safety. Secondly, understand the definitions and terminology. Building codes use specific definitions and terminology that may not be familiar to everyone. It is important to understand these terms in order to properly interpret the codes. Thirdly, consult with qualified professionals. Architects, engineers, and contractors can provide valuable assistance in understanding and applying building codes. Their expertise can help building owners avoid costly mistakes and ensure compliance. Also, obtain the necessary permits and inspections. Building permits are required for most construction projects. Building inspections are conducted to ensure that the work is in compliance with the codes. Furthermore, keep records of all inspections and approvals. These records can be helpful in resolving any disputes or questions that may arise in the future. Lastly, stay up to date on code changes. Building codes are constantly evolving to reflect new technologies and best practices. It is important to stay up to date on code changes in order to ensure compliance. The role of a qualified electrician is paramount in ensuring electrical safety and compliance. Firstly, proper installation is essential. Electricians are trained to install electrical wiring, outlets, and fixtures in accordance with the National Electrical Code, that is NEC. They ensure that the wiring is properly sized, grounded, and protected. Secondly, code compliance is mandatory. Electricians are familiar with local building codes and the NEC. They ensure that all electrical work meets the requirements of these codes. Thirdly, safety inspections are crucial. Electricians can perform safety inspections of electrical systems to identify potential hazards such as exposed wiring, overloaded circuits, and faulty outlets. Also, troubleshooting and repairs are essential for maintaining electrical systems. Electricians can troubleshoot electrical problems and make repairs to ensure that the system is functioning safely and reliably. Furthermore, upgrades and renovations require expertise. Electricians can handle electrical upgrades and renovations such as adding new circuits, installing new lighting fixtures, and upgrading electrical panels. Lastly, knowledge of new technologies is essential for keeping up with advancements. Electricians stay up to date on new electrical technologies such as smart home systems and electric vehicle charging stations and can install and maintain these systems. When addressing common misconceptions about habitable rooms and safety requirements, it's important to clarify certain points. Firstly, all rooms are habitable, which is incorrect. Not all rooms are considered habitable under building codes. Habitable rooms are those used for living, sleeping, eating, or cooking. Bathrooms, closets, and storage rooms are typically not considered habitable. Secondly, smoke detectors are only needed in bedrooms, also incorrect. Smoke detectors are required on every level of the home, inside each bedroom, and outside each sleeping area. This ensures that occupants are alerted to a fire, even if they are in a different part of the house. Thirdly, extension cords are a safe substitute for outlets, which is untrue. Extension cords should only be used temporarily. Overuse of extension cords can overload circuits and pose a fire hazard. Fourthly, GFCI outlets are only needed near water, also untrue. GFCI outlets are required in areas where there is a higher risk of electrical shock, such as kitchens, bathrooms, and outdoor locations. Lastly, building codes are optional, also untrue. Building codes are mandatory and are designed to protect occupants from a variety of hazards. Compliance with building codes is essential for ensuring the safety and well-being of occupants. The long-term benefits of adhering to habitable room requirements are significant. Firstly, increased safety is a major benefit. Adhering to safety requirements such as smoke detectors and GFCI outlets reduces the risk of fire, electrical shock, and other accidents. Secondly, improved health and well-being occur. Adequate ventilation and lighting contribute to a healthier living environment. Proper ventilation removes pollutants and provides fresh air, while adequate lighting enhances visibility and safety. Thirdly, enhanced comfort and convenience occur. Properly designed habitable rooms are more comfortable and convenient to live in. Adequate space, natural light, and well-placed outlets contribute to a more enjoyable living experience. Also, increased property value occurs when complying with building codes and maintaining habitable rooms. This increases the value of the property. A well-maintained home is more attractive to potential buyers and can command a higher price. Furthermore, reduced energy costs can occur. Energy-efficient lighting and appliances can reduce energy consumption and lower utility bills. Also, code compliance ensures safety and prevents problems. Adhering to building codes ensures that the home is safe and free from hazards. This can prevent costly repairs and legal liabilities in the future. When evaluating specific examples of habitable room scenarios, consider the following. Scenario 1. A finished basement used as a bedroom. Does it have adequate egress, smoke detectors, and proper ceiling height? A finished basement used as a bedroom must meet the same requirements as any other bedroom, including adequate egress, smoke detectors, and proper ceiling height. Scenario 2. A kitchen with insufficient lighting and outlets. Is it a potential safety hazard? A kitchen with insufficient lighting and outlets can be a potential safety hazard. Poor lighting can increase the risk of accidents, while insufficient outlets can lead to the overuse of extension cords. Scenario 3. A living room without a switched outlet. Is it inconvenient and potentially unsafe? A living room without a switched outlet can be inconvenient and potentially unsafe. Occupants may have to fumble for lamp switches in the dark, increasing the risk of falls. Scenario 4. A sunroom used as a dining room. Does it meet ventilation and heating requirements? A sunroom used as a dining room must meet the same ventilation and heating requirements as any other dining room. Scenario 5. An attic converted into a living space. Does it have proper insulation, ventilation, and fire safety measures? An attic converted into a living space must have proper insulation, ventilation, and fire safety measures. Proper insulation can help to reduce energy costs, while proper ventilation can improve indoor air quality. Fire safety measures, such as smoke detectors and fire-resistant materials, can protect occupants in case of fire. Engaging with local building officials is a crucial step in ensuring compliance. Firstly, contact the local building department. The local building department can provide information on building codes, permit requirements, and inspection procedures. Secondly, schedule a pre-permit meeting. A pre-permit meeting with a building official can help to clarify any questions or concerns about the project. Thirdly, submit plans and applications. Building plans and permit applications must be submitted to the building department for review and approval. Also, schedule inspections. Building inspections are conducted at various stages of the construction process to ensure that the work is in compliance with the codes. Furthermore, address any deficiencies. If any deficiencies are identified during an inspection, they must be corrected before the project can be approved. Lastly, obtain a certificate of occupancy. A certificate of occupancy is issued when the project is complete and has passed all required inspections. In conclusion, ensuring the safety and habitability of rooms involves a multifaceted approach that encompasses code compliance, proper installation, regular maintenance, and engagement with qualified professionals. By understanding the specific requirements for electrical outlets, smoke detectors, ventilation, lighting, and egress, building owners and occupants can create living spaces that are not only comfortable and functional but also safe and healthy for all. The journey toward creating safe and habitable rooms is an ongoing process that requires vigilance, education, and a commitment to prioritizing the well-being of those who occupy these spaces. From selecting the right smoke detectors to ensuring proper electrical grounding, every detail plays a crucial role in safeguarding lives and preventing accidents. By embracing a proactive approach to safety and staying informed about the latest codes and technologies, we can create living environments that promote health, comfort, and peace of mind for ourselves and our communities.